The sonogram slid out of her wallet and hit the polished floor of the hotel room like a confession she never meant to make. We were standing in Suite 1408 at the Fairmont in downtown Chicago, the skyline bleeding through the glass behind her. She had just told me I was paranoid, that showing up unannounced was crossing a line. And then, her wallet slipped from her hand. And that photo, black and white, grainy, a tiny curve of something unmistakable. Her face went blank, completely blank. That's when I knew this wasn't just cheating. So I picked it up, turned it toward her, and asked one quiet question. Whose is it? And she couldn't answer. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel, tell us where you're from, and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. It didn't start with the photo. It started with silence. Emily used to fill our apartment on West Madison Street with noise, music, calls, laughter. Then one day, it just stopped. Her phone went quiet when I walked in. Conversations ended mid-sentence. That's work, she'd say. Always work. She'd started staying late at the firm. New client. New pressure. New excuses. I wanted to believe her. I really did. But something wasn't right. The unease grew in small ways. She started sleeping on the edge of the bed. Her body angled away from mine like I was something she needed distance from. She stopped asking about my day. Stopped touching my arm when she passed me. And then there was her phone. Face down. Always. Password changed. That's when it hit me. I didn't check right away. I told myself I wasn't that guy. Until one night, around 2:17 a.m., her phone lit up on the nightstand. Just for a second. A name I didn't recognize. Mark L. She was in the shower. I stared at the screen, my chest tightening. Then I picked it up. The messages weren't subtle. Can't stop thinking about last night. You looked incredible in that dress. I booked the same suite. Same suite. My stomach dropped. That's how I found the hotel. I didn't confront her right away. No. I waited. I watched. I followed. 3 days later, I stood in that hotel hallway, outside room 1408, listening to the faint sound of laughter through the door. His laughter. Confident. Relaxed. Like he belonged there. I knocked. She opened the door. Her face changed in 3 stages. Shock. Fear. Then anger. What are you doing here? She snapped. Like I was the one out of place. He appeared behind her. Mid-30s. Clean cut. Smug. Everything okay? He asked, like I was some delivery guy. I stepped inside without waiting. The room smelled like her perfume. That familiar scent twisted into something foreign. That's when her wallet fell. And everything changed. Back in the present, she stared at the sonogram in my hand like it was a loaded weapon. Answer me, I said quietly. Her lips parted. Nothing came out. Mark stepped forward. Hey, man, this isn't. Not your moment. I cut him off. He stopped. Good. Emily, I said softer now. Whose child is this? Her eyes filled, but not with guilt. With calculation. It's yours, she said finally. The lie landed flat. I didn't react. Didn't move. Just reached into my back pocket and pulled out a folded piece of paper. My vasectomy report. Dated 2 years ago. Signed. Final. I placed it gently on the table between us. And that's when she broke. Her shoulders dropped. Her mouth trembled. Mark looked between us, confusion creeping in. You said, he started. She turned on him. Shut up. There it was. The cracks. Denial came fast. This doesn't prove anything, she snapped. Procedures fail. But her voice lacked conviction. I just watched her. Silent. Patient. She hated that. Then came manipulation. You've been distant, she said suddenly. You pushed me away. I was lonely. I almost laughed. Almost. You got pregnant because I was busy at work? I asked. No answer. Her composure crumbled piece by piece. Mark stepped back, realizing he wasn't in control anymore. Neither was she. Good. That night, I didn't yell. I didn't argue. I just left. But something inside me stayed behind in that room. The version of me that trusted her. The next morning, I called a divorce lawyer in downtown Chicago. Then a financial advisor. Then I started digging. Quietly. Carefully. Ruthlessly. Mark wasn't just a coworker. He was her boss. And company policy was very clear about relationships like that. Especially undisclosed ones. Especially involving a pregnancy. I gathered everything. Messages. Hotel receipts. Timeline overlaps. And the sonogram. Always the sonogram. 2 weeks later, the company held its quarterly leadership meeting. Big room. Glass walls. Executives. I was invited. Emily didn't know why. I stood up halfway through the presentation. Heart steady, voice calm. I believe there's a conflict of interest that needs to be addressed. Every head turned. Emily froze. Mark went pale. I placed the folder on the table, then slid the sonogram photo on top. Silence filled the room like smoke. This was found in my wife's wallet, I said. She's been involved with her direct supervisor. I didn't need to say more. The evidence did it for me. The fallout was immediate. Internal investigation. Suspension. Termination. Both of them. Emily called me that night. Dozens of times. I didn't answer. The divorce was quick. Clean. Calculated. She got less than she expected. Much less. Months later, I saw her once. Outside a clinic on Michigan Avenue. She looked smaller. Quieter. Holding her purse close to her chest. Like she was afraid something else might fall out. She saw me. Our eyes met. For a second, I thought she might say something. Apologize. Explain. But she didn't. And neither did I. Because some things, once revealed, don't need words anymore. The end.